Hi there! Welcome back to American Lingo Academy. I'm Luna, and today we're going to learn another 10 common idioms, phrases, and sentences that native English speakers use every single day. These expressions are super useful, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they mean and how to use them naturally in your own conversations. All right, let's get started. Number 1. Read the room. This is an idiom that means to understand what's happening around you and adjust your behavior based on how other people are feeling. It's about being aware of the mood or atmosphere in a situation. We use this when someone needs to pay attention to social cues or when they're being inappropriate for the situation. For example, imagine you're at a funeral and your friend starts telling loud, funny jokes. Everyone looks uncomfortable. You might whisper to your friend, "Hey, read the room." This isn't the right time for jokes. Your friend didn't notice that everyone was sad and quiet, so they needed to adjust their behavior. Here's another one. Let's say you're in a meeting at work, and everyone is stressed about missing a deadline. If someone starts talking about their vacation plans, their coworker might say, "Can you read the room? We need to focus on this problem right now." The person didn't realize everyone was worried about work. Number 2. Bite me. This is a slang expression that's a rude way to tell someone to leave you alone or that you don't care what they think. It's like saying "I don't care" or "go away," but much stronger and less polite. We use this when we're annoyed or angry with someone, especially when they're criticizing us. But remember, this is quite rude, so be careful. For example, your older brother keeps telling you that your new haircut looks terrible. He won't stop making fun of you. Finally, you get fed up and say, "Oh, bite me. I like my hair this way." You're telling him you don't care about his opinion and he should stop bothering you. Here's another one. Imagine your friend is nagging you about being 5 minutes late to lunch. They keep complaining even though it's not a big deal. You might say, "Bite me. It's just 5 minutes, relax." You're showing that you're irritated and want them to stop complaining. Number 3. Fill in the blank. This is a phrase that means to provide missing information or to complete something that's not finished. It comes from tests where you write answers in empty spaces. We use this when we want someone to give us information we don't have, or when we're asking them to imagine or guess something. For example, your friend is telling you about a party but keeps leaving out details. You might say, "Wait, so Sarah was there and then what happened? Can you fill in the blanks for me?" You want them to tell you the parts of the story they skipped. Here's another one. At work, your boss sends an incomplete email about a new project. In the meeting, you ask, "Could you fill in the blanks about the budget and timeline? We need more details to get started." You're asking for the missing information. Number. You name it. This is a phrase that means anything you can think of or everything possible. It shows that there are many options or that someone has tried everything. We use this to emphasize that we're talking about a huge variety of things or all possibilities. For example, someone asks what kinds of food they serve at the new restaurant downtown. You say, "Oh, they have everything. Pizza, sushi, tacos, burgers, you name it." You're saying they have every type of food you could possibly think of. Here's another one. Your friend asks what you've tried to fix your computer. You respond, "I've tried everything." Restarting it, updating the software, checking for viruses, calling tech support, you name it, I've done it. You're emphasizing that you've tried every possible solution. Hey, if you're finding these expressions helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more content for you, and we post new videos every single day to help you improve your English. Number 5. It's in my blood. This is an idiom that means something is a natural part of who you are, often because your family does it too. It's like saying it's part of your nature or heritage. We use this when talking about talents, interests or traits that seem to run in our family or that feel completely natural to us. For example, someone asks why you're so good at cooking. You explain, "Well, my mom's a chef, my grandma owned a restaurant, and my dad loves to cook. It's in my blood." You're saying that cooking ability is something you inherited or learned from your family. Here's another one. Your friend wonders why you love music so much. You tell them, "Both my parents are musicians, and I've been around instruments since I was a baby." Music is in my blood. You mean that music is a fundamental part of who you are. Number 6, I'll give you that. This is a phrase that means you admit someone has a good point, even if you don't completely agree with everything they're saying. It's a way of partially agreeing. We use this in discussions or arguments when we want to acknowledge that the other person is right about something. For example, you're arguing with your roommate about whether to get a dog. They say dogs are expensive. You respond, "Okay, I'll give you that. Dogs do cost money, but they bring so much joy." You're admitting they have a valid point about the cost. Here's another one. Your friend says the movie you liked had terrible special effects. You say, "I'll give you that. The effects weren't great, but the story was amazing." You agree with one part of their criticism, but still defend the movie. Number 7. When it rains, it pours. This is a proverb that means when one bad thing happens, many bad things tend to happen at the same time. It's like saying problems come in groups, not one at a time. We use this when multiple problems or difficulties happen to someone all at once. For example, your coworker tells you that first her car broke down, then she got sick, and now her roof is leaking. You say sympathetically, "Oh no, when it rains it pours, doesn't it?" You're acknowledging that she's having multiple problems at the same time. Here's another one. Your friend lost his job on Monday, his girlfriend broke up with him on Tuesday, and his laptop crashed on Wednesday. He sighs and says, "When it rains, it pours." This has been the worst week ever. He's expressing that all his bad luck is happening at once. Number 8. Cost a fortune. This is a phrase that means something is extremely expensive. A fortune means a lot of money, so if something costs a fortune, it costs way more than normal. We use this to emphasize that something is really, really expensive, often more than we can afford. For example, your sister is looking at wedding venues. She calls you and says, "The place I love costs a fortune. It's $50,000 just for the space." She's telling you it's way too expensive. Here's another one. Your neighbor just bought a fancy sports car. When you compliment it, he laughs and says, "Thanks, but it cost a fortune. I'll be paying for this for the next 5 years." He's emphasizing how expensive the car was. Number 9. Can I top you off? This is a question that means, can I add more to what you already have? Usually, it's about adding more drink to your glass or cup that's partially empty. We use this in restaurants or when serving drinks to be polite and helpful. It's a way of offering more without making someone ask. For example, you're at a restaurant and your coffee cup is half empty. The waitress comes by with the coffee pot and asks, "Can I top you off?" She's offering to fill your cup back up to the top. Here's another one. You're having dinner at a friend's house. You still have some wine in your glass, but not much. Your friend notices and asks, "Can I top you off?" They want to pour more wine into your glass. Number 10. Paycheck to paycheck. This is a phrase that means someone spends all the money they earn and has nothing left over for savings. They need each paycheck just to cover their basic expenses until the next one comes. We use this to describe a difficult financial situation where someone is just barely managing to pay their bills. For example, your cousin is explaining why she can't go on vacation this year. She says, "I wish I could, but I'm living paycheck to paycheck right now." I can't afford any extras. She means she needs every dollar just for necessities. Here's another one. Your coworker turns down going out for an expensive dinner. He explains, "Sorry, I have to pass. With my student loans and rent, I'm living paycheck to paycheck these days." He's saying he doesn't have extra money for restaurants. Well, that's it for today's lesson. You've just learned 10 super useful expressions that Americans use all the time. Remember to practice using them in your own conversations and don't worry if you make mistakes. That's how we learn. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below with your favorite expression from today. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell because we post new videos every single day to help you sound more like a native speaker. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.